Money dominates our lives, and yet most people have no idea what money actually is. Strange, isn't it? So many people would lie, cheat, and literally kill for something that they don't understand at all. Perhaps you consider the money in your pocket to be a tool, an asset that brings you things that you need. But in reality, modern money is no more a tool for the people than a baited hook is a tool for fish. The dots and digits in your bank account, those fancy dollar bills or euros in your pocket, are the mechanism of your enslavement. If money is a baited hook, then you might be wise to ask, who is the fisherman, rather than fighting with your fellow fish for your share of the hook. Some assume that it's government behind the fishing pole, but modern money isn't created by government at all. And most of it isn't even created by the corporate-owned Federal Reserve and ECB banks, which masquerade as government. The majority of money in circulation is created by banks that don't even attempt to put on a public guise. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Deutsche Bank, Societe Generale, your neighborhood bank, the bank that issued your debit card, your credit card, the same banks that hold your mortgage and who repossess your neighbor's house. Ordinary banks just like these create 75% of the money in circulation. The way that banks create money out of thin air is so simple, it defies comprehension. Banks create money by loaning out money that does not exist. When you ask them for a loan, they write you a check for money that they don't have in their account. Sounds like it should be illegal, doesn't it? It would be illegal if you did the same thing, but it's not illegal when banks do it. When a normal citizen signs a check for money that they don't have, it's called writing a hot check. When a bank does it, it's called fractional reserve banking. The banks loan you money that doesn't exist, and then they charge you interest. You spend that money and it enters into circulation, but the money to pay the interest on that loan doesn't exist in the system at all, and it never will. There is always more total debt than there is money to pay that debt. This inherently creates artificial scarcity, the scarcity that forces us to scramble desperately around the hamster wheel, struggling just to get by, the scarcity that pits us against each other, like dogs fighting over rancid bones. Debt-based money binds us with invisible chains and forces us to serve masters that we have never met. At its root, all it is a cleverly disguised Ponzi scheme, one that plays out over generations, enslaving the people and enriching the banking elite. This is the modern face of feudalism, where kings and warlords have been replaced by a fascistic merger of corporate and state empire. And dungeons, spears, and catapults have been traded in for mortgages, hedge funds, and aerial drones. So far, it's been working out quite well for them. But their time is coming to an end, because their game relies on your ignorance. And for the first time in history, people are waking up. The awakening may seem small to you, but you're witnessing the first milliseconds of an explosion in the slow motion perspective of a human lifetime. But from a historical perspective, the paradigm shift that is occurring is like a bullet on its way down the barrel of a gun. The powers that be understand this. They study the crowd like a farmer studies his sheep, and that's why they're scared. This is why they're desperately looking for a way to shut down the internet, and why they're setting up the systems of brute oppression that all dying empires resort to. They would do anything to hold on to power. Absolutely anything. But it's too late. The ideological foundations of their influence are already eroded, and nothing they can do will reverse that fact. The fate of the dollar and the empire built upon it can be easily read in the pages of history. The fundamental question is this: will the people have the will and the understanding to refuse the next banker-controlled currency after this system collapses? Will they have the creativity and ingenuity to organize a medium of exchange which actually serves the people rather than enslaving them? Or will it be left to your children and your children's children to fight the battle for you?